My name is Litta. I'm from IROCK website from Chile. So, welcome to this interview and let's begin. So, first of all, how are you doing with the preparation for the Latin tour? Are you excited?
Yeah, we're very excited because I have a new lineup once again. Charlie Zeleny on the drums, who's one in a million. He's an incredible drummer, and he's like a highlight of the show. And he's played in nearly 30 countries with several different bands, and even has his own act that he does in Manhattan, like a rave show, a one-man like drumming DJ thing. That's very cool. And my bass player is Will Winton, who's from a band called Thanatic Desire. He's the frontman of his band, bass guitar and lead vocals. So now that he's in the band Whiplash with me, you get two frontmen and a crazy drummer behind us, and we just came off not long ago the MTV European Headbangers Ball Tour, which was 10 shows in 10 days with Violence, Zentrix, and Artillery. And after those 10 shows, or after the second show, I should say, we're so tight right now and we're on fire. And it's going to make the show in Chile spectacular. And people are going to go crazy. I just know it.
Yeah, we are insane. you know, the,
Oh,
this show is part of the Power and Warfare tour in honor of your first album, Power and Pain. Record released more than 3 decades ago. So much years, 38 years ago, exact, and a little bit older than my age. So tell me, Tony, how did you come up with the idea of the name of the tour?
oh, that was Carmelo from Perpetual Warfare who came up with that name, and I like it. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we are playing a lot of songs from the album Power and Pain too, and I could tell you the set list is going to include, not in this order, but Last Man Alive, Insult to Injury, Stage Dive, Red Bomb, Spit on Your Grave, Power Thrash and Death, The Burning of Atlanta, Walk the Plank, Spiral of Violence, The Killing on Monroe Street Disc, and a new song called Sword Meets Skull. It's our latest song that hasn't been released on vinyl or on CD yet, but we've been performing it live and it goes over really well. People like it, and it's a really fun song to play live too. So I
Oh,
hope
great.
uh, I hope you like it.
For those who don't know, well, you tell us about your great team in the band now, but you are the only original member left in Whiplash. Tell us, how has your experience been all this year with the bands and the touring, with the concerts and all your story?
It's a roller coaster ride. There's a lot of really good times, but there are some times where it becomes a business, and when you're the boss of the business, a lot of times, no matter what the job is, the workers don't like the boss so much. So sometimes that comes into play. Not very often, only a few people.
Mm.
There's been band members in Whiplash that in the past that I'm still friends with, and we have great respect for each other. But every now and then you come across one or two where they will stab you in the back as soon as they get the chance. So it's a roller coaster ride, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't believe I did anything wrong, and I think every decision you ever make in your life
Mm.
brought you to this moment where you are right now, including you. So,
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. I hope you are too.
I'm so happy for you too. So you're currently working on a new release, Old School American Way. Tell us how the creation process has been and when we can hear it.
Well, we are doing that song Sword Meets Skull live, so you'll get to hear that one first. 5 songs are finished and recorded, but need to be mixed and mastered yet. And those songs are with the lineup of Ronnie Lipnicki, who's Overkill drummer,
Mhm.
and Dank DeLong, who played bass with Whiplash for 11 years. And now, and I think I'm going to release those 5 songs as Old School American Way Volume 1, and then finish up writing more songs for Old School American Way Volume 2 with the lineup that's going to be down there in Chile, in Santiago on May 18th at the Carriola Theater, which is with Charlie Zeleny on drums and Will Winton on bass. So you'll get a full album, but it's gonna probably be 2 EPs, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Okay, that's amazing information. So, Tony, how's the set list for the show in Chile? Any surprise for the most classical fans?
I think the biggest, well, there's a lot of songs from Power and Pain that people always are shouting out that they want to hear from
Hmm.
the crowd. And one of them, like in Chicago, was Red Bomb. They want to hear Red Bomb. So
Of
we're
course.
playing that song, and the new song Sword Meets Skull is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's what they could expect. A lot of, and another song that people really go crazy for is The Burning of Atlanta, and that always goes over well live. The crowd just erupts once we start playing that song. So I'm sure they're going to be excited, and we are too, to play that one.
Well, after 2 years in pandemic, the public in Chile was staying same for a long time, waiting this show. So you come on tour with the Colombian band Perpetual Warfare, but a few days ago, 2 legendary bands from our country joined into the show in Chile, Massive Power and Disaster. Do you know these two bands?
No, I'm not familiar with them, but to be honest, I love Motown music, and I think that's where the downbeat snare accent, that batum batum batum, that thrash metal drum beat, which is my favorite, really originated with the Motown stuff, and I listen to a lot of that. And the thrash bands that I'm familiar with are really the ones that we play with live, that we've toured with or we've done shows with. Other than that, like even Violator, are they from Brazil or
Yeah,
I'm
from
not
Brazil.
sure. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Those guys.
they present the six no 1 week Violet.
They will come to Chile.
Oh wow, that's cool. Affiliate with them. In fact, that show was the show where after our performance, we were walking from the stage back to our vehicle like this,
Okay.
and, and when we were going through the venue where the mosh pit was, there was piles of hair all around, and they were sweeping up the hair from the mosh pit. I couldn't believe it that they rip each other's hair out in the mosh pit in Chile, only in Chile. I've never seen it anywhere else in the world that we played, but it was shocking.
Okay, I will stop here. And this is not your first time in Chile. I would like to know, together with the IROCKers community, if you have any history with the Chilean
Public.
in the past that you want to share.
What I remember most is the generosity and the hospitality of the people that got us there and took us to the different places and venues and shows. And Marcelo was one who was very active in getting us out there in the first place, and looking forward to seeing him again, and the whole Chilean crowd. They're just so crazy that it's gonna be fun, and when they go crazy, we go crazy. So it's gonna be very exciting, and it's gonna be great to be back there again.
Great. Tony, you are the most important thrash metal band of history in metal.
That's
So
awesome.
I want to know, how is your perception of the new generation, of the new music, the new product, and the social media?
And everything.
It's a huge part of it. Social media, when Whiplash started, before you were born, there was no real active social media thing going on. So, and there wasn't even barcodes on the CDs when they were sold. You couldn't really get an accurate count of how much you sold to, get your royalties paid correctly. And nowadays it's totally different. And what's great about it is, in the 90s when grunge metal came out, like the thrash metal scene just took a nosedive and dipped, and it was almost out of existence. And then it made this resurgence now, and it's back to where it was in like the late 80s, which is great for not only Whiplash but all the thrash metal bands and the young kids that are making music now and doing it and trying to promote themselves, and using social media to do it is the best way nowadays. And I look forward to them carrying the torch, and keeping metal alive long after I'm gone.
Yeah. So after that, you have any advice for the new bands, new generation bands of the metal?
I do. Yeah, I think it's very important to learn how to read music, whether you're doing it, with tablature or just note-wise, because it opens your mind to writing a wider range of music. And I truly believe that many bands that don't know theory and don't know how to read in music, their songs tend to sound alike in many cases. And if you know how to read music, you could see it in your head and not only use your ears. And you might want to change a note here or there, and it totally takes you in a whole nother direction. So my advice to all the musicians, even drummers, learn how to read music, and it'll help your songwriting and make you have a wider range of songs, and hopefully attract more fans and make you bigger and better and more popular than Whiplash.
Yeah. Okay, Tony. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm so glad for this interview. And well,
There you go. I got it.
good luck with the show. I see you there. And any message for the Chilean public?
Well, it's Santiago at the Teatro Cariola on May 18th. And thank you for doing what you do for metal, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you from Whiplash and all the thrash metal bands that you support.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, kisses. Bye.
Adios.